All right, we're here to look at Sherwin-Williams Foam Impressions glazing. It could be called smooth fresco. You can call it color washing, whatever you'd like. What I've got here is a wall that is already painted, primed, and then it's painted with two coats, Promar 200 eggshell. In this case, the color is Sherwin-Williams 6129. What I'm going to do is show you how to blend the glaze, and the glaze is Foam Impressions glaze in a 4:1 ratio. The ratio is very simple. It's 2 parts Foam Impressions latex glaze plus 2 parts XIM latex extender. That'll give you a nice open time for blending, and then 1 part paint. In this case, the color is 7041, Sherwin-Williams 7041 in Duration Home Matte. So I've got a cellulose sponge, cut it in half, nice flat edge here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fill the cellulose sponge cells with the glaze, saturate it. It's already dampened. I'm going to saturate it. Throughout the process, it's a good idea to spray, just mist it. Every second application of the sponge. You don't want this thing to dry out. If it dries out, instead of applying the glaze and blending it, it'll start scrubbing it. It'll basically dry out and become a scrub brush. So at this point, you can see I've got the cellulose sponge probably about a 1/4 of an inch saturated. So now I'm going to take a little bit more, apply it on there. And the process is I'm going to do not circles, not straight up and down. I'm going to do figure eights and try to end up with a random edge as I move across the wall and down the ladder and blend those random edges. So I'm going to start here, apply a lot of glaze, feather it out in all directions, and then go with the least amount this way. When I reload, I'm going to come, rather than start right where I left off, I'm going to start about a foot away, about 12 inches away, start there, blend around and feather back in. That way you're feathering out with your first, feathering in, and blending these random amoebas, if you will. So here we go. We've got eggshell paint, whatever the color is specified for the project, and now we have Foam Impressions glaze, 4:1 ratio, 2 parts glaze, 2 parts XIM extender, 1 part paint. So again, rubbing, scrubbing. It's really important that the wall be in good shape, that the drywall seams be in good shape. Anything that is bad on the wall is going to be highlighted by this. So brush marks are not welcome as well. So I'm blending out. You see that mark I left? Because of the extender, I was able to blend it out. So now I'm going to come back with the same sponge and kind of soften what I have, and see the figure eights. And I'm creating this jagged edge here and extending it out a bit. And then just lightening up my touch. I'm not scrubbing now, I'm kind of floating, lightening up my touch and just blending that all out. Alright, so now the cells are still loaded, but I need to reload. So I'm reloading the glaze. Going to give it a quick squirt with the water bottle. Mist it. And now instead of starting right here, I'm going to start over here and blend away from it. And then as it starts to lighten up a bit, and then I'm going to come back and overlap to where I was. So now that overlap is not so harsh. It's a nice, random, organic, kind of amoebic shape. And then you can even come back in and kind of blend it. It's always easier to add rather than subtract. So it's no big deal to go back over an area and highlight it some more. But this way, we don't have any harsh, sharp lines. The whole thing just kind of softly blends together. I'd like to do a close-up. I would like to show you what happens if you brush. So if you brush in your ceiling lines and corners, you will end up with this. We'll let it focus. So you can see here, this would be where it was roller stippled, and here it was brushed. So that actually shows up as brush lines here and roller there. So in the specification and the details, what we're suggesting is that you can cut in with a brush, but while it's still wet, you use a microfiber mini or a mini roller to break that up. Anyways, at this point, you can see that this glaze techniques, it highlights the roller stipple. It would highlight any wall imperfections. It's a soft glazing. You want to blend your random amoebas together in whatever color is specified. Promar 200 0 VOC eggshell is the base coat. Foam Impressions glaze, 4:1 ratio, 2 parts glaze, 2 parts XIM extender, 1 part the paint. And that is our smooth fresco or color wash. You can get more information at swfo@gmail.com. That's my email to Ed Mattingly, or swfo.com. Thanks.